Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Zero Daviran. Welcome back to Save Our System IT. Today we'll continue with part number 23 of our Busybox series. The uncompress command uncompresses files that have been compressed using the compress command. The uncompress utility will restore files to their original state after they have been compressed. If no files are specified, the standard input will be uncompressed to the standard output. Files compressed to the compress utility typically have the extension .z, and uncompress looks for and recognizes files with that extension as compressed files. This utility supports the uncompressing of any files produced by compress. For files produced by compress and other systems, uncompress supports 9 to 16-bit compression. Expand copies files or the standard input to the standard output, with tab characters expanded to space characters. Backspace characters are preserved into the output and decrement the column count for tab calculations. Expand is useful for pre-processing character files before sorting, looking at specific columns and so forth that contain tab characters. Uniq reports or filters out repeated lines in a file. Uniq filters out adjacent matching lines from an input file, writing the filter data to the output file. If the input is not specified, uniq reads from the standard input. If output is not specified, uniq writes to the standard output. If no options are specified, matching lines are merged to the first occurrence. The unix2dos utility converts plain text files in a Unix format to a DOS format. We talked about this before when we talked about the DOS to Unix utility. Yes, well, it's basically that. The thing that differentiates the text file formats is the symbols used for the new line. The DOS format or Windows format uses a carriage return and a line feed, whereas Unix and Mac OS X use just a line feed. The utilities unlzma, unlzop, unxz, and unzip all just decompress file archives that were created using the programs lmzma, lzop, xz, and zip. We already talked about compression and decompression in previous episodes, so we'll just move on now. The uptime command tells you how long the system has been running. Uptime gives you a one-line display of the following information: the current time, how long the system has been running, how many users are currently logged on, and the system's load averages for the past 1, 5, and 15 minutes. This is the same information contained in the header line displayed by W. System load averages is the average number of processes that are either in a runnable or uninterruptible state. A process in a runnable state is either using the CPU or waiting to use the CPU. A process in an uninterruptible state is waiting for some I/O access, like waiting for a disk. The averages are taken over the 3 time intervals. Load averages are not normalized for the number of CPUs in a system. So on a load average of 1 means a single CPU is loaded all the time, while on a 4 CPU system it means it was idle 75% of the time. The U in usleep is actually a symbol for micro, because the command basically does the same thing as the sleep command. It halts a thread or process for a given amount of time, only that usleep can halt a thread for microseconds at a time. W-encode and W-decode are used to transmit binary files over simple transmission mediums that do not support other than simple ASCII data. W-encode reads files, or by default the standard input, and writes an encoded version to the standard output. The encoding uses only printable ASCII characters and includes the mode of the file and the operand name for use by W-decode. If name is /dev/stdout, the result will be written to the standard output. By default, the standard W-encoding format will be used. If the option -m is given on the command line, base64 encoding is used instead. W-decode transforms W-encoded files, or by default the standard input, into the original form. The resulting file is named name or out file if the -o option is given, and will have the mode of the original file, except that setuid and execute bits are not retained. If out file or name is /dev/stdout, the result will be written to the standard output. W-decode ignores any leading and trailing lines. The program can automatically decide which of the both supported encoding schemes are used. And that's about it for today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Any questions you might have are to be left down in the comment section or on our website www.sosit.co. Again, that's www.sosit.co. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.